Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I'm bringing you segment 2 of From the Couch videos. I wanted to share with you today some of these wonderful fabric hearts I have recently been made aware of. This one is from my friend Stacy. It's Stacy's Journal Journey. You can find her on Instagram. She does lots with journaling and also a lot of really beautiful creative handwork, like needlepoint, I guess you would call it, and different little meticulous, beautiful, detailed sewing projects. She sent me this heart, several weeks ago, and some other lovely items. I'm just showing this one, but she recommended to me as well a YouTuber and Instagram personality, Janet Nash UK. And Janet is a big proponent of making fabric hearts. She calls them hearts of love, and where she is in England, she hangs these hearts on a tree in a park where people can help themselves to them. And I think she also sends hearts like Stacy has made in her own style. Everybody's style is different, to people who need some encouragement. So Stacy has done this on a nice sturdy piece of felt, and she's just decorated the front. Let me show you what I have made. This is a small one. I have shown this on Instagram, and I failed to clarify that there were fronts and backs to the different ones I showed, but I like this little guy. And then this one I made out of my caretaker's old flannel shirt, otherwise known as my husband. He has been wonderful. So yes, he's been very patient with me. It's a good thing I'm the one that's not feeling well, not him, because I do not have an iota of his patience and gentle spirit. And then there's this cute little one. There's the back of it. I could have added more to that. I'm thinking of making these into maybe a little pin that it could put on a sweater or something. Not too much of a pin person, but I think I might like that. And also it'd be cute on a tote bag. This is actually the very first heart I made, and I did Janet's idea of painting on some gold paint. I got this new set off of Amazon. It's adorable. I think it might actually be what Janet has, or very similar, but it's got these different kinds of gold paints. I opened up the packaging. They were all individually wrapped, and they had a swatching of the color gold that it was, and then these stickers were on the bottom of the little pans. But just adding that little gold touch is kind of neat, I think. I agree with Janet that it just adds a little extra pizzazz or something. I like how I piece this one together with lots of different stitching and fabrics, but I would like it better if this heart were deeper. On the back of this, I did a little pocket, sewed this little pin on, and the idea here was maybe a person could tuck in a little note to a friend or whatever. All these things are done in what I am learning about. My friend Donna also did a video on slow stitching, and that's what this is called. She did a beautiful cover of a beach scene, which I think is amazing. But really, I think her thing was the first I became aware of slow stitching, and then my friend Kim sent me a lovely handmade journal that has some slow stitching on it. So it's funny how you hear about something. There's a name of that phenomena. Can't think of it now, but where you hear about something and then it keeps popping up. So for me, it's been this slow stitching, and it's really fun. It's a nice way to use up your fabric scraps. What is this, you may ask? You might guess it's a banana, but no, it's supposed to be a crescent moon. It kind of hangs like that. I just came up with this idea. Super easy and quick to do that. Did the solid background. This is one of my favorites, and it's a wonky heart. As you can see, it's not balanced from left to right, so I just called it wonky. I like this one though. I added gold embroidery floss in here and in here over the little patches. I have a green, I think, felt in the middle, and then this is one of my favorite fabrics that I've used over the years. I think that brown background is really nice. And this actually was a piece of ribbon from a bigger piece of ribbon. It was like attached to a gingham, and it came off easily. These buttons are ones I've had sitting around for a while. I don't think I've used any of my vintage buttons that belong to my mom or grandma, but I might yet. We'll just see where this goes. Here's another one, quite a bit larger and a little bit different shaped heart. I added the gold embroidery floss there, and as you can see, I just kind of do typically a 3-button thing because the odd numbers are supposed to create more of a sense of balance, ironically. This pretty sari ribbon is from Donna at South Shore Paper, and I love this gingham. I've always been a fan of gingham, and for a while I had all gingham and checked curtains in my house, and my one daughter did not like that and let it be known that she was not a fan of my decorating style. She did it kind of nicely, but I've gotten away from that. But I am very much drawn to that homey, cozy look. So yeah, I like that one. This one's pretty big too. A lot of patchwork on top of the felt. Again, that's been my go-to center thing to give it a little bit of cush or quilted, kind of a quilted feel. And of course I covered the whole thing. I like doing this one. A little thing I did differently here was to add these cross stitches here and there. I did more of the gold paint, and it's a big, pretty big variety of fabrics and some top stitching on those. And here I have 5 buttons. I think I kind of like the 3-button method better. I think this is just a little too busy. But like I said, it's a great way to use up all your fabric scraps, or maybe make a dent in using them. This is something Janet Nash had on her video. This is supposed to be a robin redbreast or a European robin. I don't think mine's very good. It looks like a fish or something. Actually, it would be a pretty cute fish. I don't think it looks like a bird. It was fun playing around with that, but that is, for me, not a very good design. So I probably won't make any more of those. I'd like to come up with something that's an owl. A star, wonky star, I call these. I keep picking these little things off. I did add a little bit of paint to this one. This was the pale, I think it was called like moon gold or something. This is a vintage button. Those might be too big, but I'm just looking for a way to use them. And I really think that's a fun, playful fabric. Back when there was all that COVID junk going on, a friend and I sewed surgical caps for my daughter's hospital where she worked as a nurse. We weren't allowed to sew a mask. We were able to encourage the ladies and men with making surgical caps, and that was where that fabric came from. This is one of my favorites, I think. I only have a few stars, but even one of my favorites overall, including the hearts. There's a lot going on, excuse me, on here. Cross stitching, a little extra stitching there. I think I kind of didn't get all the pieces, so I went back and thickened it up. A mix of threads. I just really like the visual texture on this one. And then this is, again, another favorite scrap that I have. It's funny because I keep thinking I'm out of some of those, and then I find another little wad of it in my fabric basket, so that's been fun. Here, did the pin idea. I pretty much got that idea from Stacy, although I have done similar things before in my junk journals when I would add lace to a page and I would pin on a little safety pin like this with embellishments on it. Liking these cheerful colors. Then this is another way to attach the ribbons if you want to just add it at the end. You can sew it on with a button, and then if the recipient of your heart, fabric heart, decides they don't want it, they can just snip it off easily and just have the fabric heart. Made this one the other night. A little bit larger again and kind of a more spread out heart. Kind of like that look or something like that. But anyway, it's kind of fun with a heart because you can add a lot of variations. Different mix of stitching there. You'll see, I'm sure you've noticed, I'm using the same kinds of fabrics over and over. I bought a few at the dollar store several weeks ago. Other than that, I'm just using what I have on hand. I did buy the gold embroidery floss and I did buy the gold paint set, but other than that, I'm using what I have. And I had a ton of felt from making Christmas stockings. This is a really pretty fabric. It came with a set. I think my friend got it for me from Walmart, and it was a Pioneer Woman folded, what are they called, fat quarters? I think that's what that was from. Kind of has a vintage look. So I like that one a lot. Another fun one, I think. The best thing that I learned from watching Janet Nash is there's nothing wrong you can do. The whole idea of making these hearts is to have fun, to be creative, and just enjoy the process. Some of you have commented on that to me as well. And then this one is a bit unusual in a fun way. I did my stitching down the center of the ribbon there. I like the contrast of the blue and the gold background with then the bright blue there. Buttons from my little button stash, and this was just a piece of ribbon from a gift, I think. Some of these have been things that were on packages. You know, sometimes you'll get like chocolates or a nice bath set and there's like ribbon on it. Well, just save that ribbon. You can use it for your hanger. You can use it for a decoration on your heart. And this is a new fabric from Dollar Tree. You may have seen this one on my Instagram. I spread out a piece of sari ribbon here, and I really like this one. It's a little more simple looking. It looks quilty. I did this little, what they call like seed stitching there. Lots of cross stitch. The easiest is just the running stitch, but I'm pretty happy with this one. And I just glued on a piece of muslin and then just tacked the hanger on. This whole thing too is some sort of packaging. It's like a bias tape, but fortunately I hung on to that and it's made a nice casual tie or ribbon or hanger, whatever you want to call that. This is one of my favorites. I think I especially drawn to the little bird silhouette, which I cut out of fabric I had on hand. I like how the colors are all coordinated in this. Lots of times, my hearts, I'm trying to be specific with them and just have fun grabbing something and using it. But I am kind of drawn to a little bit of a theme, and I think that's what I like about this, is the theme and the theme of color and the coordination of all the elements. I think I showed you that. So the one I'm currently working on is this. I've got it pinned into place. It has been suggested on some videos too that you can just put a little glue stick on these pieces to hold it in place if the pins are starting to get in the way. I might do that yet on this, but this is kind of my go-to design, adding maybe a simple embellishment to the basic heart shape. Some of them are quite a bit more elaborate. You know, maybe like this one, where there's lots of piecing together. But I kind of like using this printed background and then just adding a few pieces. Then I'll stitch them, you know, outline them or whatever, and add some buttons. Then I'll put on a backing piece somewhere. I have the back to this. I don't know where I put it. It's in my stash over here. A little tip too that Janet will say is make your felt or batting centerpiece a little bit smaller than your, say, your heart in this case, so that when you put that other piece on and you're sewing them together, the felt doesn't show. And then I have these couple of ones waiting for some attention, waiting for another TV show. While I'm sitting here trying to get a normal life back, which is just a lot of waiting right now. So anyway, that is what I have been working on. Maybe you would like to try this method of hand stitching, this slow stitching. It's such a fun, creative outlet. Well, that is all for now. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Take care. Bye.